All right, a buddy cop film sequel and a misguided children's movie are on area screens this weekend. Here to review Bad Boys for Life and Doolittle, we have film critic Chuck Kaplinski. Good morning, sir.
How are we doing?
Oh, we're doing good. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm done with these movies. I don't have to see them ever again. I'm fantastic.
That bad, huh?
No, not that. Well, one of them is bad. The other one kind of surprised me a little bit. I've only walked out on 2 movies in my life.
Okay.
Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2. The only 2 movies I've ever left before.
And yet, you had the courage to watch this.
Well, I really didn't have a choice. There wasn't much else to review, so yes, I went in there with expectations very, very low. And I've always said, when you keep your expectations low, you're open to being surprised. And I was pretty much surprised by this. I sat through the whole thing, so that's one good thing. Here, I would like an explanation, though, as to how Mike Hodges, the Will Smith character, can afford a Porsche and a penthouse apartment in Miami on a cop's salary. Something that's never, ever been explained. I would love to get an explanation of that, but here he is, got his drip on, he's still living the high life, and there's Martin Lawrence as Marcus, still complaining as he always does. Things are coming to an end for Bad Boys because Marcus has decided to retire. He's now a grandfather and wants to spend some more time with his family and, of course, stay out of the line of fire. However, he's not allowed to do that because he sees his partner gunned down in front of him one night, and after nursing him back to health, decides to help him track down the guy who did this. And the guy who did this is a young man who I'm not going to say too much about, but he's got a really, really, really big secret. And once that's revealed, you're probably going to be scratching your head, but I just sat back and say, oh, that's so ridiculous. I'm just going to see how this whole thing plays out. They're taking a page from the Fast and Furious playbook, which is a pretty good idea because the 2 are paired up with a team of young detectives. You're going to see Vanessa Hudgens here real quick. She's part of that team. I'm waiting for Joe Pantoliano to stroke out because he always has that moment in these movies. And in pairing them with this young team, it adds a little bit of life to this thing. They're always giving them a hard time about being old and not knowing anything about it. I'm sure that they're going to be back for the next movie. The action is what you expect. It's loud. It goes on too long, but there were a couple of times where I actually kind of stood up and took notice as to what they were doing. And Lawrence is quite good here. He's the guy who's very reluctant. His, hey, I'm too old for this crap thing, actually seems fresh. If you like the first 2, you're going to like this one. If you didn't like the first 2, well, you'll be able to sit through it.
Huh. So what was so bad about the other ones that you couldn't sit through?
You know what? There was a brashness about those films. There was an arrogance about those films. Here, they're older. They've lost a step. It's more introspective. And maybe because I'm older, I can appreciate that as well. So, again, different time, different response, I think.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And there will be a 4th one. Guaranteed.
A little more refined, I guess.
Yes, I guess so.
Okay, so that's Bad Boys for Life, and then Doolittle.
Doolittle. I wish
Did that do a lot for you?
It didn't do enough. No, it is an accurate title. Some people say this is worse than Cats. I don't think it's worse than Cats, but it's not good. Robert Downey Jr., he said he wanted to do a change of pace thing after the Iron Man movies, and I didn't realize this. This was the first movie that wasn't a Marvel movie for him in 5 years.
Really?
Past 5 years, he's done nothing but Marvel movies.
So I guess he had to do something different at some point.
Yeah, he was probably driving himself crazy doing the Tony Stark thing. And Dr. Doolittle is about the polar opposite of Tony Stark. We get a backstory about Dr. Doolittle. Apparently, his wife has gone missing, and he's been brokenhearted for years. And instead of dealing with people, he just now wants to deal with animals. So he's kind of become a recluse. However, he gets news that young Queen Victoria is dying. He goes to check her out, headed to the castle there, and he finds out upon examining her that the only thing that's going to cure her is a rare fruit found on one island way out in the Atlantic Ocean. So he and his animal crew go out on an adventure to find this fruit. It's cute, but it's not cute enough. And as I'm watching this movie, I keep saying to myself, wow, I've seen all of this before, done with a lot more enthusiasm. It just seems as though this movie, they're just going through the paces. Despite the millions of dollars they spent on the special effects and everything, it just seems tired. And Downey, he just seems tired too. Instead of doing something different, I think he should have just taken a long vacation. The kids will like it. If you get roped into taking your kids to this, you'll probably end up pulling out your phone and checking your email. Okay. That's what I was doing. So definitely a misfire. Universal was hoping for a new franchise. it ain't going to happen.
So it's just missing something.
It's missing, yeah, it's one of those movies where you're sitting there and you're waiting for that big moment. You know, something to happen, and it just never happens.
Yeah. Okay, so the kids would like it, though.
Yes, kids will probably like it. Dump them in the theater, go wait out in the lobby, go see something else.
Yeah, and the special effects don't look creepy like they did in Cats.
No, not at all. No, the animals are cool, but again, we've seen all of this before.
So at this point, we're in late January. Are these movies rolled over to next year's award season?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Yes, they are. We're not going to have to worry about any of these being, mentioned at awards time. But, January and February tends to be the dumping ground for films that studios don't have a lot of confidence in. They know there's a holdover for all the big holiday films. Those are still in theaters. They're still going to be making money. They put these out there in the hopes that one of them will catch fire, maybe get a couple good weekends out of them as far as the money is concerned. But, yeah, January, February, it's kind of bare bones.
Got it. Okay, so we'll take whatever we can get these next couple of months.
Exactly right.
All right, so always something cool going on. Pam's at Sundance right now.
Pam's at Sundance right now. Go to our Facebook page, Real Talk with Chuck and Pam. You're going to get instructions on how to enter a contest we have coming up. Next week, we're going to be giving away 5 copies of Ford vs. Ferrari. They're not going to be physical DVD copies, but the studio will send you a digital code in which you can download the movie on your computer or smart TV or whatever. So go to the Facebook page. You will find out how to enter for this.
Very good. All right, Mr. Kaplinsky, a pleasure as always. Thank you so much.